Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Club World Cup, man. Club World Cup. Club World Cup, man. Game 2, and we had a hell of a game. It was a mismatch, of course. Auckland City of New Zealand, the OFC Champions League winners, versus Bayern Munich. We know Bayern Munich. We know what they've done. We know their history. And we know that, they're one of the favorites to go on to win the tournament. 10-0. Wow. Record-breaking 10-0 scoreline by Bayern Munich. Guys, before we get any further in this video, make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the effort, covering the Club World Cup and all, just going back to my roots of covering tournaments. Haven't done this in a while, and I'm excited. I hope you're excited too. So we have 4 games coming up today in the FIFA Club World Cup, and those games are the Bayern Auckland City 10-0. We have PSG versus Atleti coming up in an hour. We have at 6 p.m. my time, NYC time, guys. I'm in New York City. And we have Palmeiras coming up against Porto from Group A. After the first Group A match with Al Ahly and Inter Miami finished 0-0 yesterday. And we have a Group B fixture between Botafogo and Seattle Sounders. So that's what we have today, and that game will be later on tonight. That's at 10 p.m. Don't know if I'll catch that game. I'll try. But, I have a job and I have to wake up early in the morning. So I don't know if I'll catch that one. But I'll see what I could do. So, guys, Group C action. Bayern versus Auckland City. Managers Vincent Kompany and Paul Posa. Paul Posa wasn't at the game because he's still in New Zealand. And he had an interim caretaker manager managing the game for him. Can't remember his name right now. And to be honest, it doesn't really matter. Because we had David versus Goliath, a bunch of pros in Bayern Munich versus semi-pros or amateurs for Auckland City FC. These guys still have jobs like you and I. That's if you have a job. But I have a job. And these guys still have jobs. Like, they had to request time off from their jobs. And I heard the commentators were saying paid time off. These guys are getting paid to be there. And I'm pretty sure they're probably getting more money than they're getting at their jobs. So this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And I think the Auckland City FC players should actually cherish this moment. Not like if they're not going to get another opportunity, because once the OFC is involved, they could come back again next time around when I think 4 years from now, the Club World Cup will be every 4 years. It's not going to happen every year. But for the first time, they could definitely cherish it. And I know for a lot of these players, it's probably their first time traveling to the United States. And they could use this as a mini vacation. So we have a lot of goals to go through. I don't plan to be super, super long. But guys, smash the thumbs up button for the video. Smash the thumbs up button for Bayern Munich. 10 goals. Weren't you entertained? Or let me rephrase. Are you not entertained? Don't be ungrateful now. Are you not entertained? We had no goals in the game yesterday, and now we had 10 today. Are you not entertained, man? So, guys, this was Jonathan Tah's debut for Bayern Munich, newly acquired from Bayer Leverkusen. And Dylan Manicum, notable mention for him because he was New Zealand's futsal captain last year at the Futsal World Cup. I just figured I'd throw in that, neat fact there. So the first goal came in the 6-minute corner, headed down by Jonathan Tah to Coleman, who slotted it in. Men versus boys in the first 15 minutes, I have to say. It was just like a training session for Bayern Munich. I think I think in a training session, they probably play worse. This was too easy. Way, way too easy for Bayern, man. So 19th minute, ball lofted into the box by Kimmich, headed down by Coleman, smashed in by Bowie for his first ever Bayern Munich goal, not Bundesliga, but Bayern Munich goal, and that was 2-0. Harry Kane in the 20th minute fluffed the cross by Thomas Muller, and Michael Olise was on the spot to clean up, smashed in for 3-0. Olise was actually named player of the match and well-deserved. The fewest, I think Olise picked up a couple assists and a couple goals, subbed off at halftime. So just imagine if Michael Olise stayed on the field. He could have probably scored 5 goals. like Jamal Musiala came off the bench and scored a hat-trick. So that could have been Olise, you know, scoring 5 or 6 on the day. Former Crystal Palace man, definitely enjoying life over there in Munich. So the 22nd minute for 4-0, a turnover in the middle of the field. It was really amateur stuff, man. The Auckland City FC players, they couldn't keep the ball for very long. They couldn't stitch together a lot of passes. They really didn't threaten Bayern Munich's defense, where Jonathan Tah and, you know, the other defenders were like playing way high. They were playing like midfielders. Manuel Neuer hardly had anything to do. I know he ended up, you know, catching a few crosses, you know, into the box and one speculative shot that he ended up saving. But it was really one-sided. Really one-sided stuff, man. The 5th goal, Musiala cross. He crossed in from the right, an in-swinger with his left foot, and Thomas Müller helped it into the back of the net for 5-0. And before the halftime, Musiala again, he ran across the box and hit it with his left into the goal. 6-0 at halftime. Very one-sided, as I mentioned. And coming into the second half, Olise and Coleman was subbed off, and on came Leonard Call for his debut, and Serge Gnabry, who we're very familiar with. So business as usual for Bayern in the second half. I think they were much more clinical in the first, much hungrier in the first half. And the second half was just to, you know, settle things, get a few players involved, you know what I mean? Because this is a practice. This is for the bigger games to come. And when I talk about bigger games, you got Boca Juniors and Benfica to come. So Bayern don't want to slip up or mess up, play badly, and then go into the game against one of those teams and have a tough game, drop points, because Boca Juniors and Benfica are teams that could definitely go through to the round of 16. So right now it's Boca, Benfica, and Bayern Munich, the 3 Bs that'll be fighting for those 2 spots to go into the round of 16. Auckland City, in my opinion, does not stand a chance. Maybe they'll have better games against Boca Juniors and Benfica, but who knows? It might be more of the same. Let's wait and see. So second half, in terms of the goals, Musiala was subbed on for Harry Kane, who looked rather out of sorts. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird, right? That it's a game where you think Harry Kane might score a hat-trick. Like, I was thinking Harry Kane might score like 5 today. Scored none. It's like he had 2 left feet on the day. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's weird. But maybe Harry Kane will perform better against the other teams. You know what I mean? The better teams. It was too easy for Kane. You know, sometimes when it's too easy, you just mess up. I guess that's the case there. So Müller, he laid it off for Jamal Musiala for the 67 minute for the 7-0, and Musiala from distance 7-0. Penalty, and Musiala stepped up and put it into the back of the net. That was a 73rd minute. And I forgot to write the 73rd minute here. I just remember because I wrote 17 minutes to go. 84th minute, a gift by the goalkeeper where Auckland City, I don't know. Look, it's common sense, right? Let me tell you. It's common sense, and sometimes you just got to use your brain. You're playing against a team like Bayern Munich. Stop trying to be pretty. Why are you trying to be pretty? Why are you trying to pass the ball out from the back? Why? You see what I mean? They're going to easily take the ball away from you. These players of higher quality than you are. The weekly salary for the lowest paid player on Bayern Munich team, well, maybe not the lowest paid, but let's say a player like Sasha Bowie, probably the combined for the whole Auckland City. You see what I'm saying? You don't stack up well. You don't compare to these guys. When you get Auckland City, was supposed to be tight at the back, low block. They needed a guy like Sean Dyche to manage them for this thing. Tight at the back, kick the ball up the field, try to earn a draw. Very unlikely, but you never know. You never ever know. So 8-0. For 9-0, well, that was 8-0, but for the 9-0, the goalkeeper attempted to pass it to the defender. Jamal Musiala intercepted and scored. And Müller with a tap-in after Gnabry cross. Really good build-up between, I think that was Gnabry and Musiala for 10-0. Thomas Muller, his last tournament for Bayern Munich, because after this he's gone. So he's basically on a honeymoon run right now where he's going to enjoy his football. And kudos to company for letting him start and play out the whole game. That doesn't make sense you spare Thomas Muller right now. Thomas Muller wants to play every single minute of this tournament, and I don't blame him. So Bayern Munich 10-0. Well, maybe we expected 5 or 4 or 6, but not 10, man. This is ridiculous. That was way too easy. That's not a good advertisement for the Club World Cup. It ain't. Auckland City, you got to get your act together and play some better football in the next game. Let me just put it out there right now. So in terms of Bayern Munich's next game, let me find out right now. Bayern Munich's next game would be coming up on Friday, the 20th of June. And they'll play Boca Juniors at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. And we have Benfica taking on Auckland City down in Orlando. So there you have it, guys. And 50 minutes from now, we'll have the massive game today between PSG, the current UEFA Champions League winners, and Atletico Madrid. We know are powerhouses in European football. So, guys, that's all I have for now. I want to be consistent, and I want to watch as many games as possible and give you guys quick. I want to take notes so I can give you guys a quality reaction, a quality analysis, and I want to do as many games as possible, you know. It's the first extended version of the Club World Cup, and why not? You know, I don't think many people are actually doing this. So, guys, appreciate it. Listen, appreciate the effort. Straight off the top, no editing. Who does it like me? Come on. So, guys, like the video if you haven't yet done so. I know there's a lot of other things I could talk about, but I'm not going to get into the politics right now. I'm not, you know, I'm just one guy. But add something in the comment section. Like the video if you haven't yet done so. Subscribe if you're new. And until my next one, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace.